Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duckbricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through, as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so, in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick.
Alright, so first off here we have one of the models I was most excited to build. This is the LEGO Batpod. So in case you aren't aware, the story behind the LEGO Batpod is that around 2015, LEGO did a sweepstakes for VIP members to actually be able to enter to potentially win the Batpod as an official LEGO set. Only 750 copies of the set were made. It was extremely limited and pretty much just a gamble in terms of just being able to happen to win it via sweepstakes. Thankfully, no pieces to the Batpod are actually exclusive to the set. Everything can be ordered online either via Bricks and Pieces or some supplementary pieces from my own collection or Bricklink, and thankfully, here we have the Batpod. So in terms of being able to buy this right now, if you want one of the original Batpod sets, be prepared to shell out around $2,000 US for it, new and sealed. It's kind of ridiculous just how expensive this is, sealed in the box, just because it was so limited to 750 copies, but thankfully, you can actually just get the pieces yourselves. Now, people on Bricklink are actually selling this. They're selling the pieces to the set itself, with no instructions of course, but with all the pieces, for around $150 or so. But thankfully, again, you can get this all from Bricks and Pieces for almost half that cost, because you're really just paying for the individual pieces direct from LEGO, where the prices are actually really good. So that's exactly what I did, and honestly, the hardest part to source were these Hero Factory gunmetal gray pieces. Thankfully, I own multiples of almost every single Hero Factory set, so I was able to source most of them from my own collection, but because of the sheer amount of people actually trying to piece this together, the price has been very artificially inflated on Bricklink, and one of these will cost around $4 by itself. So if you do want to order the pieces and you do not own the Hero Factory pieces already, that's unironically probably going to be the most expensive part of the set. It used to be the tires, but now you can get the tires from Bricks and Pieces for far, far cheaper. Again, these tires used to be exclusive to the Ultimate Collector Series tumbler until LEGO brought them back in the more recent 1989 Batmobile. Thank you so much, LEGO. And now you can get them from Bricks and Pieces for a very fair price, which is exactly what I did. So going into the build here, it is a pretty accurate build for a large-scale Batpod. It's not the most detailed, but it gets the job done, and while there are a few very fairly simplistic things about it, especially the way this top seat is shaped, it's just very simplistic wedges and curves, it still comes together very nicely. The build is also pretty asymmetrical. You can clearly see some of the asymmetry here. There's some pistons on the side here, and then there's just some exposed axles here. Just a very strange build, and yes, I did build this 100% correctly. There are just a few other strange asymmetrical parts of it, like for example, this back piece here sticks out a lot further than the other piece, but there's a piston on this side. There isn't one on this side. And to be honest, I'm not familiar enough with the source material to know whether or not that's actually supposed to be the case. I would assume so, because I see no reason as to why it would be asymmetrical, but it is just something kind of interesting to consider. Again, this was a very fun build to do. It's a pretty unorthodox LEGO build. Almost feels like you're building a Technic set when you start off, and then you do a lot of system detailing here and there, and then they randomly add on the Construction CCBS armor add-on pieces at the end there, which is kind of an interesting inclusion. It's very rare to have seen these Hero Factory elements appear outside of a Construction set, so it's kind of interesting seeing them being used for the actual Batpod here. And so I am very happy with this build. I cannot wait to display this next to the new large-scale UCS tumbler. It's actually why I actually was prompted to get this entire order. I realized that I was just missing the Batpod, and why not just get the tires and pretty much every other piece from Bricks and Pieces. And of course, one thing led to another, and now I have a whole host of rare exclusive LEGO sets that I got from Bricks and Pieces just waiting for me to build. So here is the bat pod. I think we've kind of about summed up this quick look at this particular model. Feels very accurate to what you can see in the movie, right down to the machine guns on the front, which are a funny inclusion for a Lego set. And all in all, this is just a really satisfying build to play with. Honestly, the only major complaint is that this particular piston here is just mounted on a very loose piece with no friction. You kind of have to actually stick the end of the lightsaber hilt into the back of this system stud piece, but it is very easy to accidentally just knock it off, so that's only one minor thing about it. Feels kind of a strange thing to do for an official Lego set, because especially the instructions don't even specify that you have to attach it. I don't even know if it's supposed to be attached or legally it is connected, so that is just one strange thing. Other than this though, this is a very interesting build. It comes together unlike many other official sets. There are some baffling choices like the use of the click hinge element here that's not actually attached to any click hinges. I don't know why that's there, but the instructions needed it, so I put it on. I guess it does add some extra detailing to the back. And all in all, this is just a bizarre, exclusive, original Lego model that I never got my hands on, and I probably never would have gotten my hands on if not for Bricks and Pieces. So thank you, Bricks and Pieces, and now we can probably move on to the next build.
Alright, and with that, we have summed up this mini Lego review. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and do let me know down in the comments below what do you think of this set. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And if you own it, what have been your experiences with building and playing with the set itself? Also, let me know in the comments if you like this format of mini reviews. I'm trying to put them out on a fairly regular basis, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Like and subscribe for even more Lego news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very, very soon.